Hello, welcome to a new edition of News with the Loon. I am the Loon, and today's date is July 26, 2025. We're going to dive right into the weather. Now, just so you are aware, I just got a few alerts here stating that we are under air quality alert due to the Canadian fires. We don't see it as much, and this is around the time of a year it tends to be affecting us. So if you suffer from asthma, you have sensitive breathing, just keep this in mind as you listen to the weather. Now, currently, it is 73 degrees. It's zero precipitation, so there's no chance of rain. But the humidity is a 61%, which makes it feel a lot hotter than it is. And there's a slight breeze, 7 miles per hour. So you may be looking, oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong weather. Let's get Saturdays. I'm sorry. It is partly cloudy today, 78 degrees. It is 48% humidity. Still, it feels hotter than it is. And I was wondering, we have 8 miles per hour wind. It is a slight breeze. It's enough to cool you down in this heat. Now, let's take a look at tomorrow. If you are planning on going out tomorrow on Sunday, it's going to be a high of 77 degrees. 55% chance of precipitation. So if you're going to go outside, bring an umbrella. 82% humidity, so it will feel muggy. So you're going to be wet and muggy. I'm sorry about that. And it's going to be like a 9 miles per hour wind. So keynote, if you're heading out to church or anything like that, just bring an umbrella and you should be good to go. So I am going to do only one recall today. That's might affect us. You are a fan of Queen Bee Gardens. They are doing a voluntary recalling on selected lots of its whipped honey products due to the possible presence of a foreign material. They are not telling us what the foreign material is, but they are saying they are taking steps for caution. The products of theirs there's 3 types of whipped honey. It is the pure whipped honey, lot number 206-235. Also, it is the whipped honey huckleberry, lot number 206-305, and their raspberry, lot number 206-235. Now, the recall for these products are for if you purchase them between June 1st and July 16th. If you purchase their product around that time, they are having a recall on these items. So I tell you, also Queens Bee Gardens has you could contact them directly by calling 307 548 2818. Okay, so if that's your thing, there is a recall on those specific lots, and I would just double check to see if you're now. We're going to go into the next thing. A 21-year-old man has been injured in Thraw's Neck due to a shooting. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what News 12 has to say about these events.
Watch that, now on 12. An overnight shooting sends one man to the hospital. 12's Jody Juliana Powell brings us to the scene with the latest details. So Jody, what do we know at this hour?
We now know that a 21-year-old man is now recovering in the hospital after being shot in his stomach just before 4 a.m. This is video from just a few hours ago. Multiple police cars on scene blocking off Shelley Avenue where the shooting happened. In this video, officers are canvassing the parking lot with flashlights trying to figure out what led to this shooting. Hours later, there's dry blood within a parking spot right next to Ferry Point Park. And behind the spot, there's dried blood covering the barrier to go into the park. Just a while ago, police put down markers where there were 3 shell casings just a couple feet away from a trail of blood that spans a block. Police say their investigation is ongoing as they search for 4 men that drove away in a black Dodge. From Throgs Neck, Jody Juliana Powell, News 12.
And there you have it. This has been a very violent weekend so far. I have to say it's been a lot going on. To the next story, which happens to be going on in Corona, Queens. 4 firefighters were injured after a fire broke out in a subway room off the number 7 train in Queens. The flames started in the room near 103rd Street, Corona Plaza, and Roosevelt Avenue just before 8 p.m. Friday. The fire was placed under control an hour later. So basically around 9 o'clock, the fire was under control. 2 firefighters suffered injuries and were taken to the hospital. 2 other firefighters are being evaluated by doctors. Their condition is unknown. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. It does not appear that they had any service stops due to this, but this is something to keep an eye on. And this happened around early this morning. This was reported. So let's go into, if you are an animal lover, you are going to be highly upset, and I am so sorry, but I do have to alert you to this. The New York City Police Department Animal Cruelty Squad is searching for a man who allegedly set a dog on fire after he dragged it down a street. He ignited the dog in a neighborhood in Queens after pouring an accelerant on it, according to NYPD. This witnesses saw the man dragging the motionless dog 4:45 Thursday a.m. on Thursday morning near 128th Street and 116th Street. Police are looking for the man in this footage. They're asking you to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-8477, 1-800-577-TIPS. If you love animals, yeah, this is the second story I heard about for people being cruel to animals. There was another story I heard that occurred, I believe, in Florida, somewhere in Florida. Okay, so that is it for the local news in general. Now, today we are going to touch on Manhattan. And we are going to first discuss members of Congress joining the local officials who have already demanded action after the city published videos and data showing conditions enduring by detainees for days on end. Representative, I believe, Espaillat and Vasquez calls on DHS to investigate Manhattan ICE facility. These members of Congress are calling for Homeland Security to investigate the New York City facility, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement has received increased public scrutiny in recent weeks over the treatment of immigrants who are detained at 26 Federal Plaza. I have not seen these videos, but according to the city, in video footage and voice memo published this week by the city, a person who was held in the 10th floor facility said that they did not receive food or medicine, and a dish added in Spanish that authorities are treating detainees like dogs. Now, according to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, the use of the 26 Federal Plaza as a detention center without proper transparency, oversight, or compliance with DHS regulations is unacceptable and must be addressed with urgency. Oh, the lawmakers stated to her. She is, I don't believe she has responded yet to this, but this is happening everywhere at every detainee location. So we shall see how this develops, especially in our backyard in New York. Now, on to the next one. Our next story is another shooting. Surprise, surprise. In Greenwich Village, Manhattan. Police are searching for a man wanting in the shooting in Greenwich Village early Saturday morning. A 41-year-old man was shot in the stomach before 1 a.m. along LaGuardia Place. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. The motive for the shooting is unclear. No arrest has been made, and the investigation is ongoing. So if you were hanging out in the village yesterday and you heard some pop-pops, they weren't your imagination. Okay. Now we have a escape artist. In Inwood, woman is on the run after escaping police custody in Manhattan early Saturday morning, according to authorities. The woman had been taken into custody near intersection of Dyckman Street and Sherman Street Avenue in Inwood just before 3 a.m. this morning. And it appears that she is unclear how she managed to get away. Investigators are canvassing the area for photos and videos of the suspect. So if you woke up this morning in that area and you saw increased police activity, that's what it was. They're looking for a fugitive. They did not say she was armed and dangerous, but you know what? Act accordingly. On the national stage, unfortunately, this is sad, and this is a lesson to us all, especially as we are heading towards the final stages of summer. Just because you know how to swim does not mean you could outswim riptide. In Virginia, off the Astagi Island, an 18-year-old male swimmer died on July 24th, just 2 days ago, after being pulled unresponsive from the water near the southern end of the Chinchatia Beach parking lot at Astagi Island National Sea House. At approximately 4:15 p.m., a relative alerted lifeguards that two swimmers were in distress offshore. Lifeguards responded immediately, rescuing one swimmer and pulling the second one out of the water unresponsive, and unfortunately, he did pass. Now, like I said, this is a reminder to us who are going to enjoy the spoils of the summer and still have not gone to the beach or planning to go to the beach. Just because you could swim does not mean you could risk it in the riptide and when they say the waters are rough. Just to bring things to light, we did lose an icon earlier this week with Jamal Warner, who passed away, and he was swimming down in the islands, and him and his youngest daughter got swept away, and they were able to save her, but unfortunately he did pass. And unfortunately, this 18-year-old male shared the same fate. So be safe. Listen to the lifeguards and listen to the warnings. Okay, and on the national stage for our veterans, specifically our Korean War veterans, Armistice Day ceremony held at the Veterans National Memorial Shrine and Museum. The ceremony was held today from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Korean War veterans and their families gathered at the Sterling Chapel for a ceremony that included a candle lighting, prayers, multiple speakers, a special presentation, and so much more. And they deserve so much more. National Korean War veteran Armistice Day is a day to remember the end of the Korean War in 1953, as well as those who served in the Korean War. May they never be forgotten for their sacrifice. The Korean War ended 72 years ago on July 27th with the signing of an armistice and the establishment of a new border between North and South Korea known as a demilitarized zone. The Korean War cost the lives of millions of Koreans and Chinese, as well as 5,400 Americans. May we never forget their sacrifice and their service, and keep their families in our prayers. Okay, that's it for the quick roundup of news that we are going to have today. But I do love to leave you guys with a nice cheery item. And this cheery item, I have to say, this father is the most luckiest, well, the wife of this man is the most luckiest woman in the world. Just so you know,
Unknown caller.
just so you know, you can't get more craftier than this. I'm sorry. We have to start this over again. I didn't realize. I thought I was sharing this because you have to. Here we go. You happen to know this man? From the sound of the person who recorded him, it sounds like he could probably pen that and make a killing. I know a couple of parents who would probably love to have that item. So I always like to leave that on a good note. I like to say thank you for joining us today for our brief news with the Loon. Tune in tomorrow, probably around the same time. I'll try to do it a little earlier, and I have a special gift coming out for you guys soon too. Have a good day. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. The sun's still out. Go for a walk.